JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Police trainee gunned down in Portmore. The St. Catherine police are actively searching for a gunman responsible for the tragic shooting of Rochelle Nelson, a 32-year-old police trainee in Greater Portmore last night. The incident has sent shockwaves throughout the community and raised concerns about safety in the area. According to reports, the shooting occurred around 11:30 p.m. Nelson was sitting in his Toyota Fielder motor car, waiting to transport a relative to a nearby event when the assailant approached and opened fire. Nelson was struck in the upper body. He was rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. The circumstances surrounding the attack remain unclear, and as of now, no motive has been established. The Portmore Criminal Investigation Branch is leading the investigation, and authorities are urging anyone with information about the incident to come forward. The Portmore Criminal Investigation Branch is leading the investigation, and authorities are urging anyone with information about the incident to come forward. Two men fatally shot by police in Rivoli, Spanish Town. A late-night confrontation between the police and the two men in Rivoli, Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Friday ended in tragedy as both men were fatally shot. The incident occurred around 9 o'clock when cops engaged the men during an operation in the area. The police say they seized two guns, a Smith & Wesson pistol with a magazine containing two 9mm rounds and a shotgun. The men killed in the exchange have been identified as Marco Miller, otherwise known as Izzy, and Alex Philippot, otherwise called Toby, both of Bucktown in Rivoli. It is reported that a team of police were on patrol in the area when the actions of the men arose their suspicion. The police reportedly called out to them, and the men fired shots and ran towards the river in the Ferdinand Close area. The police reportedly pursued the men, but when they reached the river, the team was reportedly attacked by a man with a rifle. The team shouted police. The man reportedly fired, and a shootout ensued, during which he was hit and the gun seized. The police said that the team observed the door of a house opened, and upon entry a man was seen with a gun, which he reportedly pointed at the cops. He was shot by the police and the weapon seized. The Police's Inspectorate of Professional Standards Oversight Bureau and the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM are conducting separate probes into the shooting. Meanwhile, residents of the community mounted roadblocks today to protest the fatal shooting. Upset residents used debris to block the main road. In response, security officers have been removing the barricades, only for residents to remount them in defiance. Melissa Hyatt, a relative of Philippot, expressed outrage at the death of her cousin. He was at the gambling shop and he left and come over for some money, and then we hear somebody scream out, and then we hear shots. Then we find out that the police kill him in them house, Hyatt said. She alleged that the security forces entered his house, questioned him, and then shot him. Me don't feel good about this. Toby's a hard worker who works at JPS. He's not a criminal. We need justice for this. We would then feel better if they take him down to the station and beat him up, but then kill him, pan him bed in him one house, she claimed. Body of woman found in canal in Spanish Town. Authorities are investigating a suspected drowning that occurred near the Port Henderson Main Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Friday. The deceased has been identified as 51-year-old Diva Wallace Harvey, a resident of Lime Tree in the parish. According to reports, passers-by discovered Harvey's body floating in a canal around 8:30 a.m. The police were summoned, the scene examined, and the body removed. The circumstances surrounding Harvey's death remain unclear, and a post-mortem examination is scheduled to determine the cause of death. Man fatally shot in Black River. The police in St. Elizabeth are investigating the shooting death of 36-year-old Luke Hewitt, a laborer from Five Span in Black River. The tragic incident occurred on Thursday night around 9:10 p.m. According to reports, Hewitt was involved in a disagreement with a man who subsequently brandished a gun and opened fire, striking him. Hewitt sustained serious injuries and was pronounced dead shortly after. The Black River Criminal Investigation Branch is actively probing the matter, working to gather evidence and identify the assailant. Hopewell High School teachers stay off the job. Uncertainty looms over the operation of Hopewell High School in Hanover, as most teachers reportedly stayed off the job on Friday, leaving only about 10 teachers present. A teacher who spoke on the condition of anonymity indicated that Principal Brian Grant had just returned to work after a prolonged leave. Grant's leave followed a traumatic incident in December when the school's bursar, Jermaine Roberts, was tragically shot as he attempted to drive off the school compound. At the time, Grant was outside the facility and reportedly smashed into a glass door and sustained injuries in a bid to escape. He was taken to a medical institution for treatment. Following the incident, Grant was taken into custody by police but released 2 days later without charges. Since his return, rumors have circulated among staff that some teachers are uncomfortable with his presence at the school, raising questions about his leadership and the overall environment. Assistant Commissioner of Police Clifford Miller, head of the Police Area 1, stated that authorities are currently investigating the reasons behind the significant absence of teachers. The police were informed that there was a scant turnout of teachers at the Hope High School, so as a result, the superintendent for Hanover would have actually visited and sent a team to make some inquiries to see what was happening, stated ACP Miller. It was confirmed that a limited number of teachers would have turned out, but the community safety and the security team from Hanover and other members would have actually been visiting the school to try and ascertain what was really happening. But plans were afoot with the superintendent to have some discussion with the principal of the school, ACP Miller added. Although Grant was released from custody days after being arrested, the police indicated in a December 27, 2023 interview that he remains a person of interest. In March, the former head of the Police Area 1, ACP Clifford Chambers, said that investigators are looking at other aspects that they can tie to not the principal, but the shooter involved in terms of forensics and linking the crime scene to other crime scenes. Ministry of Education intervenes at Portland School, where a boy was assaulted by a schoolmate. The Ministry of Education has asserted that the required intervention is being provided at the Portland-based school, where a 12-year-old boy was seen physically assaulting another boy in the compound of the institution. The boy was charged on Wednesday with assault occasioning bodily harm. He is to be brought before the Children's Court. According to Anna K. Magnus Watson, National Coordinator for Health and Family Life Education in the Ministry of Education and Youth, the ministry has launched an investigation into the incident. The initial report suggests that the assault stemmed from a game the boys had been playing, Shady closed on Friday.
It was one of those games where, if you sit down and you don't say a word or you don't join your hands or something like that, you get what they call like a conk or a knuckle to your head. We don't support any kind of game with any kind of violence, and we need our children, to understand the impact of something like this. We're seeing it here. So the young man refused to play the game any further, and it escalated into this because this incident happened during lunchtime and the children must be supervised at all times. But most importantly, all of the children involved will need psychosocial support. The school does not have a guidance counselor, so they get support from a guidance counselor at a neighboring school. That will continue, and the guidance and counseling unit will also be monitoring the institution very closely to provide support. But the children will also be referred to Child Guidance Clinic and the Ministry of Justice's Victim Support Division as well. We've partnered with JCF as usual, and they are actually going to be going into the school to do some safety and security sessions with the students, talking about respect and play and conflict resolution and those areas.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.